My name's Tony Neiman and I work for Merseyside Youth Association, part of the RAISE team. We talk about mental health to young people and we feel it's really important to hear their voice and what they've got to say. And we often talk about diversity. What does that really mean? Well, it's all about celebrating our differences and acknowledging that we are all different and celebrating that factor. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to find a group of young people in Liverpool where they could tell their story and talk about some of the challenges and some of their difficulties and even some of their celebrations in how they have overcome some difficulties that they have been faced with. So what we did is we were able to identify a group of young people from the Arab community and listen to some of their stories, and we then birthed this project which is called Sound Aloud.
Hi, my name is Amina Atiq. I'm a Yemeni-scouse writer and activist based in Liverpool. And one of the reasons I wanted to get involved in this project is because I care about our young people and their well-being, but more so to work with the one of our marginalised groups in our community, which is the Arab community, where mental health is still a taboo subject and is not supported. Make sure that they feel like they're not alone and that their stories can become a collective story. One of the highlights of the project was I wanted to inspire and I wanted to challenge these young people, but I think the young people inspired us and they challenged us in so many ways. And I just saw how these young people just within 4 weeks developed and their confidence grew. They sharpened their tongue around mental health. They knew the services that they can access if they need to. So that was definitely one of so many highlights.
So Sound Aloud is a creative project where we're looking for the views of these young people, and we knew that it was going to be a very difficult challenge. These young people not only had a voice but also had support for themselves through the work that we were undertaking. And we know that when we're talking about our mental health, some of these things can be very triggering, and certainly from different backgrounds and different stories of the young people, definitely there were some massive challenges that they had to overcome. I often talk about resilience, and resilience is not just about what people have within themselves, it's the support structures around them. So we felt it was really important to provide that support for the young people. So throughout the project, there was a place that they could go, there were people that they could talk to and tell their stories, as well as kind of like looking deeper into some of the reactions and some of the reasons why these things were occurring. So Sound Aloud has been a really successful project.
Razan's piece is about belonging. It's about this idea of, moving from one place to another, but when you're escaping from war. And though this can be quite traumatic, Razan's bravery and courage to allow herself to share that story and part of her life with us shows her courage, but also it shows and it reflects the dynamic of what's going on amongst the Arab community.
So the overarching themes of Sound Aloud were really led by the young people themselves, and they were talking about some of their difficulties and some of the challenges that they had to overcome related to their culture. And it's about people respecting their culture and some of the difficulties that they were facing with regards to their mental health and the impact it had individually on themselves. So the themes that came out of this was all about loneliness. It was all about their own mental health, their journeys, respecting their culture and beliefs. These are key elements that we feel are really important.
This is just the beginning, definitely the beginning, and I just hope that we continue doing this work because there's so much more that we need to do.
So what can we as the RAISE team offer? What support can we give out there? Our aim is to make a difference and to pass on stories to key people within the agencies that surround us throughout Liverpool, and it's also building in key key members of the community that work with children and young people that are also able to make clear their message, make clear some of the difficulties that some of our young people are faced with, especially when we're talking about culture, especially when we're talking about that difference, the identity, celebrating our diversity. We feel it's really important that message that the young people give comes across loud and clear.
We're really, really proud of the work that they've achieved, and I just hope that we continue doing this work in the future.